What's going on, good people? It's your boy Mark David Meyer with The Fire, here to share ideas and take our collective vibration up just a little bit higher. And today I want to talk about the new moon in Aries happening tomorrow on April 1st. I'm shooting this on Thursday, March 31st, so I would recommend, if you can, get a jump on it. If you want to do workings, do them Thursday night, tonight, just because this new moon is going to start at like 1 in the morning, depending on your time zone. Check it out. But this is a new cycle for everybody. We always have a new moon in Aries every single year, but we don't always have a new moon in Aries conjunct Chiron. And that's the bee's knees, man. So here's the chart for anybody who's interested in looking at it, and I want to tell you guys about some of these aspects. So before we get into anything else, you should already know Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, you're going through spring, it's warming up, you may feel that fire, the cardinal fire, the will to initiate, create, or start new ambitions, passions, goals, actions. That's the fire element. Fire element not only deals with action, it deals with the innate spiritual life force that exists within everything, all right? Fire is will, fire is sight, fire is vision, fire is transformation. Fire is great. You need fire to be here, and you need water to be here. You need air to be here, earth to be here, to materialize into any realm, okay? So the cool thing about Aries is this is the sign of leadership, it's the sign of ambition, and it's the sign of instinct. So what is Chiron? I have a bunch of videos of this already on the channel. Simply put, the archetype of Chiron is your healing journey. It's going to be initiation, and it's going to be the gifts which have been bestowed in you innately, which you must cultivate and activate by bearing your cross, your Saturn, and doing the work. So guys, let's talk about it. This is a new cycle of healing for many of us on the planet. These are unprecedented times, period, to be on Earth as a human. It was the best of times and it was the worst of times. So you guys need to remember that you create your reality. I promise you I'm not the first one to tell you that. You know. So you need to keep in mind the cardinal fire element, how you create, initiate, or start new vision. How do you see yourself? How do you see the world? Be very mindful of what you spend and pay attention to nowadays, because you will get what you pay for, man. So this lunar cycle is helping humanity embody the will of the higher self. Desire is sacred. This is why the zodiac wheel starts with cardinal fire, with Ra, with the I am, with ascension, okay? Your desires in some way, shape, or form connect you to the will of the higher self. However, you have more planets than Mars. You have to evolve and ascend. Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. And simply put, your Pluto is your soul urge to be here. Your polarity point of your Pluto in your natal chart is going to be that desire to separate from source, but your Pluto will also have you trying to go back into source. So we're always expanding and contracting as spirits in this realm. Probably in every realm, right? But I live here, so I'm telling you guys how it is here. So you have to have new experiences, and you have to align your will with your judgment, your principles, your soul. You have to separate to have new experiences, and you have to contract and reintegrate to integrate. At a certain point, you have to ask yourself if your actions and the way that you see the world is conducive with your best and highest good. Chiron is about healing. Aries is intention. Aries is aggression. It's Mars. This is a time, and I say today in the whole cycle we're going into, so mark my words, y'all, is a time for healing the soul, the root chakra, letting go of anger, letting go of pain, trauma, justified resentments towards yourself and other people, choosing leadership, confronting fear, inner transformations. When the world outside of you has you fucked up, dude, you're gonna have to change your internal authority. You get what you pay for. For example, you don't have to pay for war just because the media or the government wants to pay for that as well and push it in your face. You can pay attention to peace. You can spend your energy on peace and things of that nature. So transformation through the fire element. Solve coagulate. Take yourself apart, put yourself back together in a more pure form. That is inner transformation. Process, routine, schedule. Chiron and Aries in this new moon conjunction speaks about removing destructive desires, letting go of anger, letting go of resentment, letting go of hatred, maybe letting go of betrayal. Forgiveness is the word that comes to mind. So in addition to this, we have a lot of planets in Pisces still, and we got a lot of planets in Aquarius still. So man, the back end of the zodiac wheel is lit right now. So currently we have Jupiter waxing into its conjunction with Neptune, all right? Both in the sign of Pisces. Jupiter, our greater benefic, helps us expand and learn and extract meaning from our experiences. And Neptune has got a very elusive, spiritual, dreamlike quality to it, okay? And your Neptune is the faculty of imagination. So when Jupiter in Pisces makes this conjunction to Neptune, we find a lot more meaning in our imagination. We find a lot more meaning in our dreams. We feel merged with our environment. Optimism is also a really good word. The need for self-sacrifice is also a very Jupiter-Neptune conjunction thing. And you got to put limits on Jupiter and Neptune because they don't really care so much for limits. So expansion of the divine mind and heart is happening right now, guys. But make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. If you feel the need for self-sacrifice or to put more compassion in this world, know your own limits. You have to be mindful of the example you set for other individuals in this planet. And making yourself a martyr to your sacrifice kind of sucks. Sometimes it's necessary. However, if you're willfully doing that to obliquely get pity or sympathy from other people, maybe you aren't as strong as you think you're trying to be. So be mindful of illusionary success in this time period. Things being too good, being too optimistic, putting too much meaning or faith in your dreams, because you get what you pay for, y'all. I'm telling you, you could go buy some nightmares and the universe will have no choice but to go give them to you because you spent all your water, fire, esoteric currency going looking at it, okay? So watch the fuck out. Escapism and self-victimization may be at an all-time high during this time period. You are gonna find out when time. I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller, but pattern recognition is a thing. So let's think about it, man. With the sun, our solar awareness, and our moon, our internal awareness, conjunct the planet of gifts, initiation, and healing, this is a time to optimize and give back your gifts to the universe. This cycle we're all entering right now has many of us merging with our gifts and contributing to the world. Be mindful of losing yourself in your sacrifice. Try not to do that. We could talk about this all day, guys, but what I really want to bring your attention to is the fact that the North and South Node are in Taurus and Scorpio, and we have planets in Aquarius. So these planets are bending the nodes. We have a stellium right there. There is Venus, Mars, and Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Venus is kind of like sandwiched in between both of those planets, but all three of them make a square to the North and South Node. The nodal axis gives us a direction for our journey as a planet, as a solar system. You got to understand where you've been to know where you're going, or you will get lost. So the North Node in Taurus has us going towards positive growth and a shift in values. Saturn in Aquarius, square the nodes, says there's a shit ton of work to do, and the karmic balance of our planet is shifting as we speak. This new cycle we're entering at this moment has all of us receiving different responsibilities and duties and obligations, and the time to rise up is now. The restrictions, limits, and boundaries we are receiving are through Aquarius. They're humanitarian in nature. They're through the mind, the fixed air element. So you have to find freedom through your mind rather than from it, and you have to contribute to a cause bigger than yourself, or else you might just not gain structure in this life at this time. You got to look at Saturn to figure out what work you need to be doing. We're collectively shifting the balance of karma action in this world, internally and externally, through humanitarian desires, values, organizations, associations, etc. And we have Mars here in Aquarius, the ruler of Aries, okay? So our intent, our passion, our willpower should also be idealistic, maybe more idealistic than realistic. Sometimes you have to put your feelings to the side to do what you know to be right when it's Aquarius time. When it comes down to choosing your desires and making sure you're living the will of your higher self, you have to ask yourself about your desires. Are these selfish? Are they even fair? Do my desires contribute to the betterment of everybody? If not, you might just be selfish, and maybe those desires in some way, shape, or form are destructive. Don't box out your mind. Find freedom through it rather than from it. Because if you lose your connection to yourself, you will lose the connection with the world. Venus bending the node says that our values have to make sense and be congruent to the growth of all. So I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Continue to knock on Chiron's door and answer the call of your healing journey. Because as you heal, individuate, and peel back the layers of yourself, you will find your gifts. And when you give your gifts back to the universe can optimize itself, okay? Energy flows where it needs to go. Blessed be, blessed we will never be less. Y'all better smash that like button, leave me a comment, do all the things. I love you guys.